Hey everybody, this is Kenny, aka Psycho Break. What I want to go through and stuff first and foremost is a disclaimer. A disclaimer of things I'm going to talk about. So this disclaimer is basically having to say for those that have watched my stuff and everything that's liked it, awesome. I really appreciate it. My Twitch channel as of right now is now at 51 followers. And hopefully I can become affiliate. But I do want to thank those who have subscribed. Here recently, what I've had happen to me, and I am going to be working on it, but I'm going to briefly go over it. But recently, January 30th, my father passed away. Now, my father was a big influence to me. My father's first cousin was one of the guys who actually played in Gomer Goes to the Army. My father's first cousin was not Gomer Powell, it was the other one. But anyways, so before that, y'all followed me back in 2020, where on September 4th, September 4th, 2021, my Aunt Dot had passed away on my birthday. And not that she chose that, that's not what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to caveat on how of a mental or psycho break has been about and how that's been rough. Well, January 30th was really rough. Disclaimer to anybody who's offended about what I'm going to say, I'm not going to cuss or nothing like that. I'm just strictly going to tell you why I've been delayed on my channel. So I apologize if this is a little bit long, but I guess you can call this update Spill the Tea. More's on that, because I'm going to talk about that one too. In the midst before my dad passed, my dad started keeping in touch more than usual, like a father should actually. Like my dad started actually reaching out. Like he started actually texting me and him would text, we'd cut up, we'd laugh, and everything else like that. What was really hard was the not knowing. First and foremost, because I am bipolar, there's a lot of things that go through my head a lot of times that I can't focus on a lot of things. One of them being the fact that I'll have an idea and then boom, hey look, there's squirrel. That's actually a thing. But in the situation of what's going on is the reason why the channel hasn't been doing as much videos. I have been streaming some on Twitch. You can take a look at that, shameless plug. Thank you RTA Streams for giving me that idea. But I also want to give a shout out to somebody if they happen to be watching this, and that's Kid Behind the Camera. A lot of times you don't know where people's been, where they've walked and all this stuff, until you've been a mile in their shoes. I fully believe in karma, and I understand that I have some bad karma coming to me for the bad things that I've done as a person, how I've treated people, and how I've been as a person to people that there in rhyme or reason, there was no reason for me to act the way I did. So no way am I saying I am a saint. What I am saying is, to the point. When my dad passed away, I was distraught because it wasn't like it was expected. It was all of a sudden, really. Before he passed away, I got promoted, got offered a job to Sugar Bend through Mike Robbins, who is the district manager of Morris B&B. You might know them as, Kevin and Ken Moore, Tom and Peggy. Tom and Peggy are great people. Kevin and Ken. So what I'm saying is, in the midst of that, before all this, I got promoted to Sugar Bend. Now, Sugar Bend was a slang, I guess a name. I don't know why they called it Sugar Bend, to be honest with you. Point being, I got promoted. See, my dad used to run the district manager thing for umpteen years, actually. My dad's career started, he met my mom while he was actually working at a gas station, oddly enough. And at first, my dad was hitting on, obviously before I was born, so this is going by what they say. I wasn't the third wheel, just to let you know. But obviously, persistence being key and everything. But my dad later married my mom, Rena Russell. And my dad's name is James Douglas Trent, who was actually named after his father, who was James Douglas Trent. So actually, they used to call him Junior. I didn't know that. Not two, sorry, forgive me there. Focus, sorry about guys. So my dad on that point and stuff. Anyways, so more on that when I get ready and stuff on that. But that's what happened. My dad had passed away. I will be doing a tribute video. I just have to get certain things ready. I actually have to get more stuff ready and actually make sure it's done right. Because, it's your dad. Come on. But the one thing that was cool about the whole experience was the fact that I got to show my dad that I got manager position. Now, I remember when I first got it, I called my dad. My dad was in the middle of, I think he was going to the gas station getting ready to do something. I don't know what it was, but I knew he was getting out of the car, and I thought he was busy. Like, I thought he was going to hang up or something, but he didn't. I said, Dad, I said, you really make it hard for me to, I said, you're really going to make it hard to fit in your shoes and stuff. Side note, me and my dad wear the same size shoes, I just found out when I went to his, where he stayed. Bear with me, guys. Disclaimer, this does get emotional. For those who have lost a father, mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, anybody they were really close with, any type of family member, it's rough. Well, I called Dad and I said that to him. I said, you're really gonna make it hard, because my dad made a name for himself, because he was in the actual gas business and stuff, where he was like a district manager and stuff. So when he was a gas manager, he's been known for doing that. Long story short, I got to show my dad on a picture that I got promoted on my first day of actually taking over Sugar Bend. And my dad's words were, I love you, son. And that meant a lot to me. The reason I bring this up, guys, because I know there's people out there that have beef and aggravation. They got animosity. They have certain situations where they have something and it's eating them up at night. The thing is, with life, it's never for granted. It's not promised. I was not doing a Hell Hitler sign. I was actually telling my friend to slow up on his breathing, because it's probably going to catch up on the mic. So with that being said, as I lost track of what I was saying, if you have any qualms or any beef, if you're vegan, I do apologize. But if you have, that is a good question, by the way. If you are vegan and you're upset with somebody, is that considered beef or is it considered chickpea? Anyways, so with that being said, I later on, way before this happened with my dad passing, there was some animosity that I had to my dad. And really clearly what it boiled down to is I didn't know the whole, as Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story. So I didn't really know the whole thing. Well, I got to see things from my dad's point of view on certain things. I.e., example here. I used to have so animosity over, and over the little things, but I had so much animosity when I forgot what birthday it was that I had, but at the time, it was the Super Mario Bros. 3 was just now getting launched. And it just so happened to be either before or coming up. It must have came out in August or something, but my birthday was coming up. And my dad, like always, I'm not going to say that because if I do, then it'll spoil what I'm about to explain when he gives his version, his side. But to me as a kid, me asking for that, and I come home, and I remember I got a cake. I don't even know if I got a cake. I did get a cake. And my dad had to go. We spent a little time and stuff like that. So dad goes back in the car. Imagine I asked for a game that I wanted. And my dad come back out of the car, and at this time, for those that don't know, there used to be a video store where you could rent video VHSs or video games. And at that time, video games, anyways. So I go to my dad hands me a bag. And I just picture this. A kid excited about getting a gift and thanks. Because normally, come on, let's be real. Before I finish on this part, let's be real. When you get a gift, the last thing you're ever told is, okay, son, make sure you return it in 3 days or else we're going to get a late charge. Like, what? It's supposed to be a gift. And then, of course, it dawned on me my dad rented the video game. So I played the video game a little bit. I enjoyed it, loved it. But for some reason, that wasn't the whole thing. That wasn't all whatever. But on this part, this is why I bring this up. I told, the fact is that I was a kid and stuff, and I was thinking that the birthday gift, who has to return a birthday gift in 3 days or gets a late charge? I mean, thing. So I was mad when I was little. I was kind of, afterwards I thought back about it, joked about it, kind of got mad, whatever. Later on in life, I want to say this is about in my, I want to say mid-30s at the time. I talked to my dad and I asked him, because I felt really bad about the fact that I couldn't do what I wanted to do with my nephews and nieces as far as being that uncle that always sends gifts and stuff like that, because honestly, like most people out there, it's usually paycheck to paycheck, right? So I called Dad, me and him talked, and I asked him, I said, Dad, and I did this joke to him. I said, Dad, I'm going to get you a birthday gift. He says, really? What is it going to be? I said, I don't know, but you better have it back in 3 days. My dad laughs. And then my dad finally he says, son, more than anything, I wanted to be able to afford to get you that game and be able to buy that game for you. He said, but at the time, he's like, no matter what happened, he's like, at the time, I just didn't have the money to do it. So instead of me not buying you a game and you not having, or at least being you to be able to play the game, I thought it'd be best if you at least got to rent it. If I rent it, because it was the best that I could do. Without hesitation, since my eyes were opened up on that, I told my dad, I said, Dad, I'm sorry I didn't know that. I'm sorry I didn't know that. And I said to him, I said, I apologize. He says, no, you didn't know. You was a kid and it wasn't your place to know. What I forgot in that whole arrogance thing that I was doing, dating back on that, was I had a little brother that was battling cancer at the time. So my dad didn't have money to get me a video game because my dad and my mom were busting their butt trying to afford to pay medical bills to keep my brother alive. So, with that being said, my dad has two beautiful daughters, one named Marlisha Smith and one named Erin Alicia Trent. And I have 4 lovely nieces and 2 lovely nephews. Okay, that sounds weird. Okay, so my sisters have, yeah, they're the ones that have the kids, not from my dad. Just clarify that. Anywho's, but yeah, so then when that happened, that really set the mindset to where I didn't have the situation and the mindset to post videos on that. So I wasn't able to post videos because I just lost my dad. And so I will be working on a tribute video. I just got to get more pictures. The one thing that I did say a shout out I was going to do, and when I said don't judge a book by its cover, a lot of the times you see things you think that people think that they're better than you and you know it, MJF. But see, I know that, so I'm fine with that. But one of the people that inspired me to do YouTube was Michael Green, aka Kid Behind the Camera, and Darkside Phil Bernhardt, I think he is, or Phil Burnhill, were the 2 main reasons that I started to grind on my YouTube and stuff like that. Granted, it wasn't the best quality, but it's like anything, you work at it till you get better. Anyways, so out of the blue, because I have a video on YouTube where I did Angry Grandpa tribute, and I'm hoping that he got to see that video. But I think this is why I say I believe in karma. So I messaged Michael Green, and this was like on a Monday. My dad passed on a Sunday, and I said, look, I know you're busy, but do you have any advice for somebody that just lost their dad? And within minutes, within seconds, Michael Green typed what seemed to be, if I had to say, it would have been like almost like a 1-page thing on a phone. Like it went on and on and on what he kept typing. Matter of fact, when I was responding, he was just in the moment and he was and it was all genuine. So I want to give a shout out to Michael Green on that. That was freaking awesome. I cried on that because there's a song called For King and Country that's called You Matter, and at that moment I felt like I mattered because at that time, like a drop of a hat. The reason I bring up about the dad thing is because that messed with me mentally, which is why I haven't had the videos up, why the quality hasn't been there. I had a point that I was getting to, and I didn't want to bring up something and just do videos just to be doing them. If they weren't genuine, then I didn't want to just have stuff to be having stuff. I know some of my stuff that I have is pretty crappy. I understand that. I even look at them. There's even, honestly, if I was to have not, to be real with y'all guys, if I had not deleted, I would have had well over 1,000, if not 1,200 videos on my channel. But every year, so often, I go through my channel and I delete certain videos. Some I wish I didn't delete, but some that I deleted, I thought it was the best for business. Because of the fact that, honestly, when it came down to it, I was just putting videos up on there because I thought, well, if I just keep uploading content, then eventually something will kick off, right? And at the time I was on AdSense. I guess it was almost like community college where they're like, hell yeah, you're accepted. Because at the time with AdSense, once you had so many things, you was able to get things. But AdSense for me, the most I got out of that was $10. Didn't get to cash it because by that time the whole thing of the ad apocalypse kicked in, and Google just up without warning just closed that they owed me even $10. $10 is $10, true, but it would have been cool to even have a check that said YouTube and just have it framed. That's what I was hoping to do, but I never did. So that's why I haven't done much content. However, I am working here soon. We will have a Becca Gaming thing is going to start doing things. We're working on revamping the name of Becca Gaming with the permission of my friend. You know what I mean? You heard. Becca Gaming is now going to end up being called Chain Breakers. But it's not going to be spelled. It's going to actually, I got permission from him to actually spell it like he does and stuff. If y'all know what I'll go more into that. But that's what we're working on, and that's going to be done. The other thing is that when it boils down to that, we're going to come up with a little bit more stuff on the instance of situations of like, for one, the NWO for Life edition. We're going to try to get that streamed. When we get that streamed and we do that, my version, unless I do the Elgato, it may be on YouTube or it may be on Twitch. Just depends. I got to figure that out. There's a lot of stuff running through my head on things that I'd like to do. But that's the reason. That was the main heart and soul of it, was that the future going forward with this Psycho Breakers or Chain Breakers, to me, I think if you can survive and deal with the loss of your parents, family, friends, anything. But the one thing that I want to say that talking about this reminds me, if you have any grudges with any family members, make peace with them, or at least make peace in your heart about it, because you're going to eat yourself up. And regardless, nobody wishes death upon anybody. Nobody. And there's people out there that I may be angry about, but I don't wish death upon them. And I darn sure don't want my last words to be something that I regret. Now, I know that there's people out there that's happened. I'm deeply sorry and apologize to you for that. Because I've had some instances where I've had that too. But that's something that you say that's out of your control, guys and girls, or them and they, she and what, SGW, whatever, y'all can, whatever, hold hands and describe yourselves, whatever, I don't care. Not about political stuff here. My thing is that regardless, if you wasn't able to make amends and so far a loved one or a deep friend had passed away, know that they would want you to be happy and move forward and do something better of yourself. With that being said, one of my closest brothers and stuff that I have is Michael Hinkle. Now to y'all, he goes by Razorblade Dreams. He's also been on a lot of things. And the only reason I bring up his name is this, because dude, I fucking love you, man. And Brian Hinkle, Becky Hinkle, Matt, and David. Now, that doesn't mean that I have other friends here that I don't love any less. No, that's not what that's saying. What that's saying is, through the rides in your life, it's going to feel like hell. And Chris Thompson, if you happen to stumble upon my video, cool. If you don't, whatever. But nothing hurts worse, and I had to let it go. Because I had to let it go of the fact some people like to live in the past. That's fine. But from here on out, the reason why I haven't uploaded videos, main point, period, is because I lost my dad. And I lost my aunt. I lost my Uncle Paul, who I love greatly. And I wasn't able to get to see him on his last days. Baron Corbin, what's up? And I felt really bad about that. It wasn't that I chose that to happen, just our paths were different. But now he's up in heaven, just like my dad, just like my brother Dustin Warden Trent. I hope in more things than one that this is not just an update, that people see this and it gets shared. Most thing that I want to share on my channel is love. And I know that I have some raunchy, distasteful stuff. I understand that, and I will work on that. But before you judge my channel on how raunchy it is and how disgusting and how this is not the way it should be, take a look at your own life. When you splash water on your face and you look in the mirror, are you proud of who you are? Or do you want to become something better? The Break Every Chain slogan that I had going on was not just a religious slogan. It was when everybody thinks you can't do something, and sometimes even yourself, when you don't think you can do it, but you do. That's where that came from. That's why I use it. On my Twitter feed, you will see where a lot of times I will say, break every chain. People say, well, I'm not really religious. I don't care. Everybody's got battles and hurdles to overcome. If I said hashtag stumble on every hurdle, they would have thought, what the heck is he saying? Yeah, let the failures trip you up. No, break every chain. So that's where that came from. So my thing and promise to you is this. I'm not going to air the dirty laundry of what I went through, where I'm at right now, because that is something that a coward and something that a coward would do. And I'm far more than a coward. I'm not a coward. I am the last of the name. Well, not really. If you Google it, there's quite a few Kent Douglas Trents, but let me just clarify. I'm the last of the name of my grandfather and my uncle. I carry my dad's middle name, Douglas. What hurts worse with the thing about the funeral too, on losing family members, I won't go too much into it on that, is it hurts. It hurts a lot. Because a lot of the times when you see family members and stuff, especially if it's your parent and you came from them, it's almost like you're going to your own wake. And that was surreal. What I promise to you is I am going to do my best to do better content and funnier videos. You know what? I'll be real with you. I promise you I'm going to be myself. And if you like my videos and you hang around, I appreciate you very much. And if you don't, at least critique me and leave comments and let me know what I can do better. Or don't. That's fine. That's your prerogative as a person. That's not your responsibility on that. So that's cool. A lot of times people look at things and they say, what can I get from this? Well, I'm not expecting to get any money or any affiliation of what I do. However, if I was to get an affiliation, it would have to be something simply or simpler hair color for men. And honestly, if you check the link below, that's in the description, check the link, check out their stuff. I did a video that I put on there and I said parody. And the person said, the one that I spoke to said, wait, why is it called a parody? Anybody who deals with the consumers and deals with customer service knows that us customer service people are stupid. A lot of the times, something that's simple to somebody that's trained in that thing, it's not simple for everybody else. Hindsight's 2020, right? Well, if you check out my long video, we learned quite a few things. We learned that I don't know what the heck I was doing with that hair color. And did I like the hair color? It did its job. Would I recommend it? Heck yeah, I would recommend it. Check it out, see what you think on that. That was the plug that I was doing, a shameless plug on that. So I guess I can call it a paid promotion. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not. Because they're very nice, very evil. I don't know. So that's the reason, guys. And I know this has been long. And if you happen to watch this whole video, I would like you to type in the comments, love you, Dad. Whether you're in a good standing relationship, whether you're not, it lets me know you watched it. And I'd greatly appreciate it. As of now, break every chain is not going to be my slogan. My new slogan is going to be